Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, or even if you just want to outsmart me on something I said, go ahead, give us a call, 219-413-9405. All right, look, the Clippers, they've been stealing all of my focus this week, so of course we got to kick off the show talking about them. It was a big trade involving James Harden, who previously played for the Philadelphia 76ers. He was traded to the Clippers for Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, KJ Martin's 2 second-round picks, 2 first-round picks. In other words, he was traded to the Clippers for some scrubs, chump change, pocket change, lint, whatever you want to call it. Man, it was not worth it on the 76ers part. They pretty much got robbed in this deal right here. Like gun to head, got beat down, stomped out in a pair of Timberlands, all of that. However you want to phrase it, they got robbed. The Clippers finessed these guys easily. And for James Harden, this is his 4th team since 2019. So I'm hoping that the man can finally be happy on a stacked team like the Los Angeles Clippers with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. It does not make sense that he has to go to a team like this to finally somewhat be happy and to potentially get a ring when he was just there with former MVP Joel Embiid. But anyway, that's all besides the point. The thing that kind of sparks my motors here is that people get so caught up in all the big names. I know the Clippers have Kawhi and all these other big names on there, but it's a lot of all bark and no bite from what I'm seeing here. Y'all get hyped off of these names and forget to even watch what the person can do when in present time. Because, we get they got all these stars. They got 4 all-stars on their team. But we thought the same thing when the Suns first got Kevin Durant. When they got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker over there, we thought, the Suns was going to really make some noise. They're going to win a championship. We hear it every time. Even Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm a firm believer that they probably will win a championship. But damn it, we still got to watch the game. You can't just assume because they have such big names that, these guys are automatically going to win and you don't have to watch it. That's where the thing goes wrong. Because truth is, from Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden, they're all good. But they've been inconsistent in these past few years, especially come playoffs, because they have not been able to be healthy. We get these guys can score. We get they can make tough shots, but that is so much more than basketball, because what good is anybody to a team if they're not healthy enough to actually compete and help out the team to play together? I can count on both hands how many games Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook have played together. And I promise you, it's not more than 5. So really, I can count it on one hand, truth be told. Like Clippers, they disturb me because they've had the best team on paper and never accomplished anything. So I cannot allow myself to get caught up in the hype of, now they got James Harden in addition to Kawhi, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook when they never did anything from the jump. They've had the best team on paper since 2019, and they've done nothing worth celebrating. In 2019, when they first got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the same team together, they did nothing. They went to the playoffs and got the boot in the second round. Then the year after that, they saw the Western Conference Finals, but still lost to a team that they were better than in the Phoenix Suns. Okay, fast forward, they add Russell Westbrook to that team. None of the big 3 play together between Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Russell Westbrook. They do not play together. They're still a stacked roster, but they saw nothing but a first-round exit, even after getting Russell Westbrook. So now they get James Harden. And this is supposed to be the icing on the cake, right? After you've already had 3 superstars play together on the same team, you add a 4th guy, and this is supposed to be the icing on the cake that gets you over the hump. I don't believe it, because the issue has never been the talent. The issue has been health and these guys actually playing together in the playoffs, but that we don't see it. We don't see it. I know it's beautiful you add James Harden to that team. It gives you so many different things to scheme from. James Harden's opened up the floor inside, outside. He can play the 2 guard, what he's actually used to doing if he wants to now. They can transition so many different things to help this offense and make that so much more versatile on the offensive end and on the defensive end. I wouldn't count James Harden as no defensive player, but on the offensive end, you can damn sure mix some things up if you're playing against a good defensive team. But injuries have been a key reason why they've been coming up short. And I can't believe, or I can't stop to think that all of a sudden that's not going to be a factor anymore. So Clippers at full strength is scary, but it's been 4 years and we're yet to see them do anything. So I'm not jumping on the bandwagon just yet. The thing I'm probably most impressed about with the Clippers front office is that they really finessed the 76ers. That's probably the thing that really has me most bamboozled. I'm impressed by the front office that they were able to fit these contracts on there, adding 4 all-stars on the same team, and then keeping all the other talent that they have there. They still got Norman Powell. They still got Terrence Mann. They still got so many other people. Zubac is on that team. So not only did they give away scraps, but they also still have a pretty solid bench as well. And that's what I'm really impressed about. As far as the 76ers, they can just consider this done. They can consider the process over. I don't know why Philly front office is doing Joel Embiid like this. This man has been patient, but they put him in the same situation that they had him in a few years ago when Ben Simmons was first trying to get traded out of there. Joel Embiid now needs another superstar to play with him, and it's not his fault. He's done nothing wrong by any superstar he's played with. Every guy he's played with, he's done great. He's done his part. He's balled out, and he allowed them to transition into the team with no shade, none of that type of stuff. But all of a sudden, the front office, again, man, Philadelphia, they're looking very rough in that front office. They gave away James Harden for scraps, and now they're going to try and flip these draft picks as if that's going to bring another superstar to Joel Embiid. No, I'm not going for that. And if I'm Joel Embiid, I give it about 1 or 2 years before he actually requests a trade, because I wouldn't be able to put up with this front office that they have going on. I'm sure Joel Embiid is sick of it, and I'm sure he's going to want out within the next 1 to 2 years. But look, man, you know, it definitely could be worse for the organization. They could still have Doc Rivers. The 76ers could still have Doc Rivers, who is a bad coach. And also, too, they could be the Chicago Bulls. I say that because the Bulls are like in the worst situation of the NBA. They're in that middle ground where you can beat down on the bad teams and beat the garbage of the NBA, but you're not good enough to actually compete with the best of the best in the league and actually do something special. So they're deadlocked right in the middle ground of being average with absolutely no direction in the front office. They don't have any strategy for rebuilding. I haven't seen them fully commit to rebuild around their stars or bring some pieces around their stars and make something look good. They're playing everything safe, and it drives me crazy because they're not taking any risk. I get they had Lonzo Ball, who was a key piece in this offense and a key piece in the defense as well. He did help them out a lot. Truth be told, I know exactly what he brought to the team, but you got to be careful here because you're starting to go down the road of saying, oh, Lonzo Ball was irreplaceable. Lonzo Ball wasn't no damn Michael Jordan. He wasn't no damn Kobe Bryant. He wasn't even a damn T-Mac. He wasn't even an older Vince Carter. All right, maybe I'm pushing it a little bit. But I get what he did. I get what he brought to the team. He was a true point guard. He helped push the pace. He helped create easy shot opportunities for everyone on the floor with him. So I understand that, but it's been 2 seasons and the Bulls have yet to go another direction that can help this team. They're sticking to the same game plan they no longer have the personnel for. How the hell can you try and bring in other guys who work well in other system and other offensive and defensive schemes and try to put them in the exact position that Lonzo Ball was in? It does not work that way. When you bring in different people with different skill sets, you have to adjust your offense to make sure you can get the best out of the player that you just brought in. You had Patrick Beverley, you brought in Andre Drummond and a couple other people during that time, but yet I still seen the same offensive scheme that you were trying to run with Lonzo Ball through other point guards. Yes, Kobe White is an okay guard. He's pretty good. I like Kobe White actually, but Kobe White is not the answer. You need pieces right now for Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine is a bucket. We seen him put up 50 points the other night. DeMar DeRozan is a bucket, but he's also getting to that age where in the next 4 to 5 years, He's not going to be with the Chicago Bulls because he's going to be retired and sitting his behind at home. Everybody's not trying to play to the age 40 like LeBron trying to do right now. You cannot stick to the same game plan you do not have the same personnel for. You have to switch it up. And I swear, because right now, the Bulls, I would suggest them trying to go ahead and spread the floor. Obviously, we know Lonzo Ball did a great job at that, but because they don't have that, you need to go another route. Maybe look for some shooters because they don't have any shooters. They don't have anybody who can really score on the outside perimeter. They don't have a real deep shot threat. They don't have that guy. They got some bigs. You can maybe move those, maybe spread the floor a little bit in another way. Instead of trying to find a guard like Lonzo, maybe find a guard who can shoot the damn three ball pretty good. That way you can mix and match DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, if you will. But as of right now, man, the personnel is garbage and it has no direction. And I don't see the Chicago Bulls trying to make anything better by making trades or making any moves. And then if anything, if you really believe it's not going to work, just blow it up, bro. Blow it up. Get rid of LaVine. Get rid of DeMar DeRozan. Let those guys get a better chance at actually going somewhere where they can compete for a championship and just get you some draft picks and start the rebuilding process. Because waiting is not going to do nothing. Sitting in your own shit and hoping the smell goes away is not going to make it disappear. It's not going to make anything better. So you got to make some type of changes. You got plenty of pieces to go ahead, get rid of some guys and make some things happen. But it's all up to that front office, man. There's a lot of great young guys in the league. And you see Oklahoma City Thunder, they got plenty of draft picks right now. You need to get them a call, talk to them, put Zach LaVine over there, something. Make some sort of changes. But all this stagnant movement, it's never going to help the Bulls. And there's no telling Lonzo is going to come back half the player he was when he finally comes back from injury. So, I don't know, man. I think the Bulls, they'll probably finish just under 50%. And if they're lucky, they'll probably see the play-in game. So, that's my thoughts on that. But anyway, look, it's halftime. We're about to take a quick break here. We got the Spotlight Highlight coming up next. Voicemail callers coming up next as well. News and some NFL topics. So, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. It's halftime. Let's do it. All right, let's do it, man. It's the Spotlight Highlight. The guy you need to watch out for and the guy who is deserving of this award, even though it's very, very, very early on in the season, only like 3 or 4 games in. Cam Thomas of the Brooklyn Nets. You need to watch out for this man. He is a pure bucket. He's averaging 33 points per game in the first 3 games of this season while shooting above 60% in each game. He has been balling. He's been able to score from anywhere on the floor, can score inside, can score outside, can create his own shot, can score on a smaller defender, can score on a bigger defender. And this man is an effort guy on the defensive end, and we know defense is all about effort. So if he's giving effort on defense, that makes him somewhat of a good defensive player. But I love the way he's willing to do whatever it takes in order for his team to win. And I don't necessarily mean scoring or anything, but I mean he is a selfless guy. This man is a true professional. When I watch him play, when I watch him in the press conference, and I watch him do anything off the court as well. Last year, we seen him have a killer stretch of about 3 to 4 games, putting up 40 points. The media was going crazy. Brooklyn Nets fans was going crazy. Anybody who likes basketball was happy for this man. But also toward the end of the season, we seen his minutes decline. Now, once did I hear this man cry about it. I didn't hear him throw shade at the coach, the front office, none of that stuff, because we know what he can do. We seen what he can do. Obviously, he trusted that the coaching staff and the front office seen what he could do as well. But this man stayed down. He kept grinding. He continued to work hard, and look at him still thriving. So I love a kind of guy like that he's doing this thing, and it makes me look at him as a true professional. So you want to watch a true professional go to work, you better go ahead and watch the Brooklyn Nets and look for Cam Thomas to go ahead and ball out, do his thing. All right, now look, the Spotlight Highlight team is early on, like I said. It hasn't been too many teams that's been balling out. And I'll give an applause too, because I forgot to give an applause for Cam Thomas. Let me throw that in there. All right, cool. But anyway, all right, the Spotlight Highlight team, it hasn't been too many teams that's been balling, doing their thing. But the team that I've been seeing that's remained consistent from last year and kind of still going hard this year, doing their thing on both ends of the ball, the Denver Nuggets. I got to give them credit, man. They've been balling. They picked up right where they left off. Each game I watched, I still have yet to see some sort of inconsistency with them as a team and as individuals. Everybody is coming back playing the same exact role that they once did with the Denver Nuggets. And I'm telling you right now, bro, I know it's only been a few weeks and I know they only had a couple of games, but I would not be surprised if the Denver Nuggets ended up going back to back. Yes, I get the hype in the Western Conference is insane. You got the Los Angeles Clippers. You got the Los Angeles Lakers, the Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks. You got a lot of competition in the Western Conference. But when I look at all of those different teams, I also see some things that need work. Within the Clippers, them boys got to stay healthy. I have no faith in the Clippers at all. They've been together and had the best roster since 2019 and done nothing since 2019, all but a one Western Conference Finals appearance, and they lost to a team that they should have beat. They went to get Westbrook. Nothing happened. I'm not impressed by the Los Angeles Clippers. I would be surprised if they all are healthy enough come playoff time to actually play together. Kawhi, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook only played less than 5 games together on one hand, so I'm done with the Clippers. They're out of the picture. Phoenix Suns, they look shaky. They've also battled some injuries as well. It's hard to believe that Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal will be healthy enough all through the season, but I give them a little more leeway because they haven't proved me wrong time after time. Lakers, that's a whole nother story. Not going to get in that, but we know what they can bring. But the Denver Nuggets have already swept those boys, and they didn't get any better. And then the Dallas Mavericks here. Dallas Mavericks, they don't play no damn defense. They just going to go out there and shoot a bunch of different three-pointers. So out of all the elite teams in the Western Conference that we see here and that have hype, the Denver Nuggets are still the best team in the Western Conference, and it's no doubt about that in my mind. So until I see any other team rolling in consistency like I see the Denver Nuggets doing, I'm rolling with the Denver Nuggets to repeat a second time and go back-to-back as back-to-back champions. And then the team that I'll probably give them the most bang for their buck is probably a team on the Eastern Conference if they're really coming with it. So that's that. But look, man, we got a voicemail caller as well. Let's go ahead and throw this out here because you got to hear what he had to say, man. He had to get something off his chest. I got to let you hear what he was talking about, man. Go ahead, play it. Let's do it.
I just wanted to say that Justin Herbert is a fucking bum, dude. A fucking bum. The most overrated player probably ever set foot on NFL. I'm not saying his stats aren't good, but that man will not win a playoff game in the next 3 years. He is a bum. The Vikings are also bums. Fuck them all.
Oh man. You know, that's crazy. I'm not going to disagree or agree with you about Justin Herbert. All I'm going to say is when you call in, make me believe you. Make me I clearly see you don't like him, all right? I see you don't like Justin Herbert, but at this point, give me some facts. Give me something to really believe that Justin Herbert is a bum because like you said, his stats are good. So I respect that you're at least respecting him in that area. But when the regular fan or casual NFL fan looks at Justin Herbert's stats, he looks like he's a lot better than some of these other quarterbacks on different teams because going off the statistics of it, he's better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's better than a lot of other NFL quarterbacks in the league right now. So I would say just throw some extra facts on there to make people believe you. Hey, but I ain't gonna hate, bro, because I know I'll be talking crazy on here as well. And my takes ain't always the best. So look, I appreciate you calling in anyway. Just tell us how you feel. I respect that, man. Clap it up for him. I respect it. I really do. But look, if you heard something you agree with, disagree with, go ahead, shoot us a call, 219-413-9405, and we will play your take back. But anyway, we got some news for the run. Let's do it here. The World Series. The Texas Rangers have won their first World Series in franchise history. The Rangers closed out the series in 5 games after defeating the Diamondbacks last night 5-0. In the NFL, the Detroit Lions have traded for former Browns wide receiver Donovan People-Jones. Lions gave up a 6th-round pick for the Detroit native. Philadelphia Eagles, they've traded to land another all-pro defensive back. Former Titan safety Kevin Byrd will be joining the Eagles defense this Sunday. Cardinals are trading quarterback Josh Dobbs to the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings, they plan to start Josh Dobbs following the ACL injury of Kirk Cousins. And the Las Vegas Raiders have fired their head coach and they fired the GM, Dave Ziegler. Josh McDaniels, he had a 6-year contract and the Raiders are still obligated to pay the 4 years left on that deal from 2022. And the linebacker coach, Antonio Pierce, will be the interim head coach as of now. And the Washington Commanders, they've traded their former number 2 pick, Chase Young. Commanders, they sent Young to the San Francisco 49ers for a mid-round pick in the 2024 draft. There was a lot of trades going on because of the trade deadline, so it's a lot more news in the trades and stuff than usual. But a couple games to look forward to this weekend in the NFL. You got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Bills in Cincinnati. A rivalry game here with the Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. That game will be played in Philly. The Chiefs will play the Dolphins in Germany. The Bears, they'll play the Saints, and the Titans for Thursday Night Football, they will take on the Steelers tonight. I mentioned the Chiefs play the Dolphins in Germany. All I'm going to say about that is, boy, they better hope Taylor Swift ain't in Germany. The Chiefs is 4-0. The Chiefs is 4-0 when Taylor Swift is at them games. So they better hope Taylor Swift ain't in Germany. All right, a couple NCAA games going on. USC, they'll play Washington. Alabama, they will play LSU. Colorado, they'll play Oregon State. Michigan will play Purdue, Ohio State, and I'm positive they will beat down on Rutgers this Saturday for the NCAA football. Now, the Cowboys and Eagles, that rivalry game going on in Philly, I'm anticipating this game, but not just because I don't dislike the Cowboys. I really dislike the Eagles too. Both of these teams I kind of dislike, but I like the Eagles more because the Cowboys fans are crazy, which I'll get to in just a second. I think the Eagles are going to win this game because the Eagles arguably have the best defense in the NFL, and it's not even close. That defensive back unit is solid. They already had a tight defensive back unit with big play Slay, and then they recently picked up Kevin Byrd at the safety position as well, so that's going to add more momentum to that defensive back unit. The defensive line is nice as well. They're first in rushing yards allowed per game. This team is nice, and we know what they do on the offensive end as well. That O-line continues to give life to that entire offense, regardless of how well Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball or regardless of how well he's running the ball and the mistakes that he's made. That offensive line is like a well-oiled engine. And man, the sad truth about it, as long as they're playing good, the Eagles offense will be straight. The Eagles offense, their line is like a badass engine in an old school classic car. It might be dented up on the outside. It might need body work. It might need brakes. The frame might be shot. It might be done, but it's still worth plenty of money because the Eagles engine runs good. But anyway, man, I would say don't sleep on the Cowboys, because they will make it tough. They're 5-2 this year. They lost to some pretty good teams. They also beat some pretty good teams as well. And they're ranked top 5 in a lot of different defensive categories. So it would be stupid for us to sleep on them, even though we don't like Cowboys fans. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. They're 4th in passing yards allowed in the game right now. 4th in points allowed in the game right now. And Cowboys, they won the last 4 to 5 matchups. Even the year that Philly went to the Super Bowl in 2017. They won that matchup. So when I'm looking at these different things and I'm trying to figure out who I'm betting on, not that I'm giving any betting advice, I can't help but to think about that. Even when Philly has had the best team and their best team where they went on to win a Super Bowl, the Cowboys have still defeated them at home and away games. So it's tough. I wouldn't completely count the Cowboys out. As we know, they have a great defensive line as well. It's really going to depend on how Dak Prescott is feeling and how he's playing that game as well. He limits the amount of interceptions and the amount of turnovers that he throws and has on the offensive end, then they'll be all right. The game will be very competitive, but as soon as you start giving the Eagles extra possessions, then it can get ugly. And I think that's the same way for the Eagles as well. Whichever team decides to take care of the ball better will come out victorious in this matchup here because, as we know, they both have a good defense and both offenses can heat up in a quick way if you allow them and continue to give them opportunities. So I think it will be tough, despite stats and all of that being on their side. For the Cowboys, I find it tough that Philly will lose at home, so I'm going with the Eagles. Eagles for the win here. And Cowboys, win or lose, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm still not impressed. I say the Cowboys have still been a solid team, through the regular season. So I'm not really impressed by any of this, whether who wins this game. Regular season does not impress me. Whether it's Cowboys, whether it's Dolphins, whether it's Chiefs, it does not matter. I'll never be impressed, especially by the Cowboys fans. You got to get to the Super Bowl and show me some playoff wins before anything because they've damn near always been solid in the regular season. They finished the last 2 seasons over 11 wins. So I'm not shocked about the Cowboys, but the part that's being missed is the playoff wins. in the playoff runs. That's what everybody want to see. And see, Cowboys fans, that's the reason why nobody likes you. That's why nobody likes you, Cowboys fans, because unlike these other organizations who actually go to the playoffs and win, Cowboys do not do that. Eagles fans, they talk crazies, but they have 2 Super Bowl appearances in 5 years. Although they're trash at the moment, the Patriots fans, they are allowed to talk crazy and they're allowed to talk insane because they established a winning culture. 6 Super Bowls in the past 2 decades, 9 appearances since 2001. Teams like that with actual accomplishments in the postseason have every right to talk insane, every right to talk crazy, especially in more recent times. I get what the Cowboys have done way back in the past, in the 90s and 70s, and I get that, but that's done, bro. That's way back there. The last time Cowboys did anything in the playoffs was 1996. Bill Clinton was the president at that time. The first flip phone went on sale for purchase at that time. Yet 23 years later, Cowboys are still chasing that dream, saying, oh, we're getting back to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl this year. We're going to the Super Bowl this year. Y'all are starving just as bad as the Lions fans and just as bad as the Browns fans, damn near, because in recent times, some of y'all have grew up Cowboys fans. You ain't never ever seen them boys win in the playoffs, and that's just the sad truth. But that's why people don't like you, because you guys talk crazy as if you've been balling and doing things in recent time, and you have been garbage. Absolute garbage. It's not just Cowboys fans either, by the way. It's y'all Taylor Swift fans too. I'm about to wrap up. I had you for a long time, but it's some Taylor Swift, the people who anti-Taylor Swift too, the anti-Swifties. Those guys, y'all drive me crazy too, because you got to realize, bro, this is a global icon. Taylor Swift is more popular than some of these NFL teams that we watch on Sunday. Nobody's watching the goddamn Titans for Thursday night football. As trash as the Steelers is right now, they have a huge fan base, so that's not a good example. But the Titans, nobody's watching the Tennessee Titans every single Sunday out of different states, out of different countries. That's not going on. Man, you see somebody walk in the airport who's a big regular dude, no apparel, none of that, you're not going to recognize who he is. You watch Ryan Tannehill walk through the airport, no apparel, nothing, just regular with his family. I guarantee you might not know who he is. But you cannot say the same about Taylor Swift. Go ask your mom who Taylor Swift is. I guarantee she knows who it is. Go ask your mom who Ryan Tannehill is. I guarantee you she does not know who the hell Ryan Tannehill is. Go ask her who Jalen Hurts is. She's not going to know. Come on now, it's free promotion. If you throw a big event or something, or you throw a block party, whatever, you want a good turnout, and a superstar shows up, a global icon star shows up, a Jay-Z, P. Diddy, any of these celebrities that's major, a Taylor Swift, a Beyonce, any of these major celebrities show up, you're gonna want it to be photographed, you're gonna want a video, you're gonna wanna show somebody how great your event turned out. They've been doing this for years in every single sporting event. So do not get upset that the NFL is finally taking advantage of it. We've seen the NBA do it with Spike Lee for the years and years and years and the decades that's been going on. The Lakers have done it. That's how it would help them build their brand. So damn it, you cannot be upset that the Chiefs are doing this as well. I get it's annoying that they cut to her every single time, but bro, you got to realize how much fame this is doing. This has helped the Chiefs jersey sales by a crazy amount of percentage. Travis Kelce is blowing up. The Chiefs are blowing up. And granted, if y'all Chiefs fans annoyed, I don't know why you annoyed, because she's honestly helping y'all win games. Y'all are 4-0 since Taylor Swift have been coming to y'all games. So y'all better hope that she keeps appearing, because yeah, that's y'all only hope of going to the playoffs right now. Chiefs have been playing fantastic as of lately. So hey, I wouldn't be mad about it if it was me. But anyway, look, man, I appreciate you for tuning in, man. If you got any opinions or you just want to share a quick take, go ahead, shoot us a call, 219-413-9405, and we will play your take back on air for our next episode. Go ahead, share this with a cousin, a brother, an aunt, an uncle, a niece, a nephew, a co-worker, a spouse, a friend, a neighbor, anybody you know who will enjoy sports, especially if we talked about their team or their favorite person. Haha, Taylor Swift. Other than that, man, follow us on Instagram. Be sure to hit us up at The Run Podcast. We post all the clips and stuff on there. And download the Sharps app and use the promo code THER444. It's a sports betting community. And man, it's great. You can place your bets. You can tell people. You can copy their bets. You can comment on their bets, all of that. So instead of telling people, hey, I missed this 16-leg parlay by one bet, they can just follow you on the app and see it. And it's called Sharps. That's SHARPZ. Use the promo code The Run. And man, that's all I have for you guys. Oh, no, it's not The Run. I'm sorry, I just messed it up. Use the promo code THER444. That's the R444. All right, until then, man, we up out of here. I appreciate you tuning in, and we will be back later on next week. And so on and so on.